Bahamas, इतिहास, संस्कृति और पर्यटन का खजाना. Bahamas, a treasure of history, culture, and tourism. Namaskar, and welcome to the Bahamas. Join me, Hemanta Pradhan, as we journey through the centuries, uncovering the story of this island nation. This is the Bahamas, a land of sun-drenched beaches, crystal-clear waters, and a history as rich and deep as the ocean surrounding it. Prarambhik Nivasi, the First Bahamians. Long before the arrival of European ships, these islands were far from deserted. Around 800 AD, the Aroak people, skilled navigators and cultivators, arrived on these shores. They named this paradise Bahama, meaning shallow sea, a testament to the clear azure waters that surrounded their new home. Centuries later, another group of Arawakan people, the Lucayan, followed in their ancestors' footsteps, establishing a thriving society. They were a peaceful people, their culture rich in stories, dances, and traditions passed down through generations. Little did they know that their world was about to change forever, with the arrival of ships from a distant land. Columbus ka Agman, the arrival of Columbus. In 1492, a fleet of Spanish ships led by Christopher Columbus stumbled upon these shores. This marked the beginning of a new era in world history, as the Old World met the New World for the first time. Columbus, driven by the ambition to find a new route to Asia, had no idea that he had discovered a land unknown to Europeans. Columbus, landing on an island he named San Salvador, believed he had reached the East Indies. He was convinced that he had found a new route to the rich markets of Asia, unaware that he had actually arrived in the Bahamas. This mistake would have profound implications for the indigenous people he encountered. The encounter between the Spanish and the Lucayan people was initially one of curiosity and exchange. The Lucayan people, who had lived on these islands for centuries, were intrigued by the newcomers and their strange ships and goods. They welcomed the Spanish with open arms, eager to learn about these mysterious visitors. The Lucayan, known for their generosity, welcomed the newcomers, offering them food and gifts. They shared their knowledge of the land and sea, hoping to establish a mutually beneficial relationship. However, the Spanish had different intentions, driven by a desire for wealth and power. However, this peaceful encounter would soon give way to exploitation and tragedy. The Spanish, seeing the Lucayan people as a source of labor and resources, began to impose their will on the native population. The initial curiosity and exchange were replaced by domination and control. The Spanish began to enslave the Lucayan people, forcing them to work in mines and on plantations. The harsh conditions and brutal treatment took a heavy toll on the Lucayan population, who were not accustomed to such exploitation. Their way of life was irrevocably changed. Within a few decades, the Lucayan population was decimated, victims of disease, overwork, and brutality. The arrival of Columbus and the subsequent Spanish colonization brought about the near extinction of the Lucayan people, a tragic chapter in the history of the Americas. Spanish das Vyapar, the shadow of slavery. With the decimation of the Lucayan population, the Spanish turned to the transatlantic slave trade. Ships laden with African captives began to arrive in the Bahamas. Plantations relied on the forced labor of enslaved Africans to cultivate crops like cotton and sugarcane. The enslaved Africans endured unimaginable hardships, subjected to brutal treatment and harsh working conditions. Yet even in the face of such adversity, their spirit remained unbroken. The legacy of slavery, while a painful reminder of a dark chapter, is an integral part of the Bahamas story. Chapter 4. Angrezi Upnivesh, or A New Era, English Settlement. As the 17th century dawned, the Spanish grip on the Bahamas began to weaken. English privateers began to challenge Spanish dominance. In 1647, a group of English and Bermudan religious refugees, known as the Eleutheran Adventurers, arrived on Eleuthera Island. These hardy pioneers established the first permanent European settlement in the Bahamas. Life in the early colony was harsh, a constant struggle against the elements and the threat of Spanish attacks. The Bahamas, once a Spanish outpost, was gradually becoming a British colony. Chapter 5. British Crown Colony, or Under the Union Jack. In 1718, the British firmly established their control over the Bahamas, declaring it a crown colony. The British cracked down on piracy, sending a clear message that the days of lawless buccaneers were over. Fort Montague stands today as a testament to this era, a symbol of British power and authority. The islands began to prosper as merchants and ship owners flocked to its shores. British rule, while bringing stability and economic growth, also saw the continuation of the slave trade. Chapter 6. Ameriki Wafadar, or Loyalists and a New Wave. The American Revolution had a profound impact on the islands. Thousands of British Loyalists, seeking refuge, found themselves in the Bahamas. The arrival of the American Loyalists had a significant impact on Bahamian society. They brought with them their traditions, agricultural expertise, and political ideals. The Loyalists established plantations and introduced new crops like cotton and indigo. The Bahamas was evolving into a society grappling with the legacy of slavery and the challenges of building a new nation. The 19th century dawned with the rumble of discontent echoing across the British Empire. In 1807, the British Parliament passed the Abolition of the Slave Trade Act. This landmark legislation prohibited British subjects from participating in the trade of human beings. The Bahamas, once a hub of this cruel trade, was forever changed. Yet, while the trade in human lives had been abolished, the institution of slavery itself remained. It would take another 3 decades before slavery was finally abolished throughout the British Empire in 1834. The Bahamas had to confront the deep-seated inequalities and injustices that slavery had left behind. Chapter 8. Nakabandi Dar or Nishid, Opportunity in Conflict. The American Civil War saw the Bahamas uniquely positioned to profit from the turmoil. Nassau became a hub for blockade runners, daring sailors who smuggled goods and supplies through the Union cordon. This trade brought a surge of wealth to the Bahamas. Nassau became a boomtown, its streets bustling with merchants and adventurers. The Bahamas played a pivotal role in the conflict, its economy benefiting from the Confederacy's desperate need to evade the Union blockade. Chapter 9. Paryatan Kaude, Paradise Found, The Rise of Tourism. As the world emerged from the shadow of World War II, a new era dawned for the Bahamas. The islands, with their stunning natural beauty and warm climate, became an attractive destination for those looking to escape the harsh realities of post-war life. The islands began to attract tourists seeking escape and relaxation. The allure of sun-kissed beaches, crystal-clear waters, and vibrant local culture drew visitors from around the globe. Investors poured resources into building hotels, resorts, and casinos, transforming the Bahamas into a world-renowned tourist destination. The construction boom not only changed the physical landscape, but also the economic fabric of the islands. The rise of tourism brought new opportunities for Bahamians, creating jobs and boosting the economy. From hotel staff to tour guides, many found livelihoods in this burgeoning industry. From the bustling streets of Nassau to the pristine beaches of the outer islands, tourism has become the lifeblood of the Bahamian economy. The influx of visitors has spurred growth in various sectors, including retail, dining, and entertainment. However, the rapid growth of tourism has also brought challenges, from environmental concerns to the need to preserve the island's unique cultural identity. The increased footfall has put pressure on natural resources and local infrastructure. The Bahamas must navigate the complexities of balancing economic growth with sustainability and cultural preservation. Efforts are being made to promote eco-friendly tourism and protect the rich heritage of the islands, ensuring that future generations can also enjoy this paradise. Chapter 10. Ek Adhunik Rashtra, a modern nation emerges. On July 10, 1973, the Bahamas achieved their long-awaited independence, becoming a sovereign nation within the Commonwealth of Nations. This momentous occasion was celebrated with great enthusiasm and joy across the islands. The people of the Bahamas had long yearned for self-governance, and this day marked the fulfillment of that dream. This hard-won independence marked a pivotal moment in the history of the Bahamas. It was a testament to the resilience and determination of the Bahamian people, who had fought tirelessly for their right to self-determination. Key figures in the independence movement became national heroes, their legacies celebrated to this day. The Bahamas, now masters of their own fate, embarked on a new chapter, one marked by both challenges and triumphs. The nation began to build its own identity, investing in infrastructure, education, and healthcare to improve the lives of its citizens. The beautiful islands, rich in culture and history, became a symbol of national pride. Building a new nation is never easy, and the Bahamas has faced its share of obstacles. Economic challenges, natural disasters, and social issues have tested the nation's resolve. Yet through it all, the Bahamian spirit has remained unbroken, with communities coming together to support one another in times of need. Despite these challenges, the Bahamian people have shown remarkable resilience and determination. Their sense of community and shared purpose has been a driving force in overcoming adversity. From bustling markets to vibrant festivals, the spirit of the Bahamas is alive and well, reflecting the strength and unity of its people. The Bahamas stands as a beacon of hope and progress, an example of how a small island nation can overcome adversity to build a brighter future for its people. With its stunning landscapes, rich cultural heritage, and thriving communities, the Bahamas continues to inspire and captivate the world, proving that even the smallest nations can achieve greatness. Utro, Bahamaski Khoj, exploring the Bahamas. Thank you for joining me, Himanta Pradhan, on this incredible journey through the history of the Bahamas. From the sun-drenched beaches to the vibrant coral reefs, the Bahamas offers a tapestry of experiences as rich and diverse as its history. Until next time, keep exploring.